Now, in later episodes, we will have an opportunity to dig into all the juicy details associated with the 2-over-1 and forcing one no-trump contract. And in fact, here we will go into considerable detail in Advanced Lesson Part 4 and Part 5. We will start off, though, with an overview of our forcing one no-trump bid by responder after partner, unpassed hand, opened one heart or one spade. Incidentally, many bridge books teach openers rebids before addressing responders rebids, but I think you're going to find it easier to first look at responders rebids after making the forcing one no-trump call, and save openers rebids for another episode later down the road. So for now, suffice it to say that openers 2-level rebids in a lower ranking suit shows 12 to 18 points. Otherwise, opener could make a 3-level strong jump shift rebid to show 19 to 21 distributional points. And strong jump shifts are game forcing. Or opener could also rebid to no trump with 18 or maybe a bad 19-point hand. Okay, responder's one no trump bid to partner's major suit opener is alertable by the opener and announced to the opponents as forcing. The forcing bid may be in effect one or more rounds depending upon the follow-up bids by the opener and responder. So, after opener begins bidding one spade, a pass, when responder as an unpassed hand bids one no trump, announced forcing by the opener, never by the responder. We never self-alert our own bids. In many cases, the second lower ranking suit by the opener is a 3 or 4 card minor suit. After the forcing one no trump bid by responder, I would estimate that opener rebids a 3 or 4 card minor suit more than half of the time. On lucky hands where the opener holds a 6 card major suit, by all means share the good news and rebid it at the 2 level or higher. You have a 6 losing trick count, jump to the 3 level. Fortunately, it's only once every several hundred hands that opener is dealt 4 spades, 5 hearts, and 2-2 in both the minor suits. Yes, I know it hurts badly to rebid 2 clubs with just a doubleton in this predicament, but consider this. Since you have 9 cards in the major suits, it's quite possible partner has complementary values in the minors. Then again, partner may yet surprise us by having made a temporizing bid starting off with the forcing one no trump and next making a jump bid to 3 or 4 hearts in our suit. Okay. However, after the auction, 1 heart, pass, 1 no trump, 2 clubs by the intervening opponent in the sandwich seat, opener may temporarily pass or even make a penalty double for their errant bid. And when in doubt, if a double is for takeout or penalty, a good rule of thumb is that our double is for penalty when our bid is after the right-hand opponent, that'd be your left-hand opponent. Since we have tennises, ace, queen, the 10, king, jack, and so on in righty's suit. Well, that won't work over our left-hand opponent since our tennises would be on the wrong side. So after this intervening bid of 2 clubs, a pass, and then a double by you being on the left-hand side of the intervening call, then that would normally be a balancing seat takeout double. Now then, it's back up to the partner, up to me in this case, the option whether to leave it in for penalty, maybe it's neutral vulnerability, or hustle to find a suit bid or maybe a no trump bid. Okay, well, going back to the most common situation where the opponents do not enter in the auction at the 2 level, every now and then the opener has a very big hand and wants to make a forcing rebid back to the responder. One example is when the opener began the bidding 1 heart, then after 1 no trump, rebids 2 spades. Since responder would be forced to make a bid of 2 no trump or a suit, another suit at the 3 level, and the partnership will need about 23 points to make a contract, And since the responder might hold a good 5 or 6 point hand, no more, the opener should have then 17 plus points to make a reverse to their second bid at a higher ranking suit at a higher ranking level. At any rate, this so-called reverse bid comes up less than maybe 1 in 100 times in both the standard American or 2/1 system. So I only bring it up to ensure that we all agree not to use it except when opener has a hand stronger than a 1 no trump opening bid with, in this case, 5 or more hearts and 4 spades. Well, how about when the opener has a balanced hand with a 5-3-3-2 shape and would like to rebid 2 no trump after responder made a forcing no trump call? How many points would you think are required here? Again, like the standard American system, openers should have at least a good 17-point hand with some distribution to a bad 19-point hand to make this highly invitational bid. So now you see why most of the time after responder makes a forcing no trump call, opener typically rebids in a minor when lacking 6 card in their major suit. Can't make a rebid there. Okay, next up on the scarcity is opener strong jump shift, beginning with 1 heart or 1 spade, followed by responder bidding 1 no trump, forcing, and opener jumping to 3 level in the lower ranking suit with 19 to 21 points. The strong jump shift rebid by opener is definitely forcing game, often played in a 3 no trump contract when responder cannot support partner's major, who often holds no more than 6 to 8 points as responder. And finally, the forcing 1 no trump response is off when partner opened 1 club or 1 diamond. But for bridge players, being what they are, some like to add subtle tweaks in their methods. In the auction of 1 diamond, 1 no trump, we know responder does not have a 4-card major, otherwise they would have bid them up the line if they had both of them, or simply respond with the 1 4-card major, since the primary bidding objective is to discover that golden 8-card major fit. But after 1 club, when the responder lacks a 4-card major, they could bid 1 no trump or 1 diamond, right? Yes, some creative types use the 1 diamond and or the 1 no trump bids to distinguish certain hands. Now, one common treatment would be the partnership agreement is to respond 1 diamond with a poor hand, 5 to 7-ish points, or a game forcing hand to show on a rebid, such as 1 club, 1 diamond, maybe 1 no trump, 2 spades. Well, why didn't they bid spades first? They're making reverses, the responder. That would show game forcing hand. Then if they were to bid 1 club and 1 no trump versus 1 diamond, that would show 8 to 10 points, a constructive hand. There are other methods as well. Precious few play the Kennedy convention where the 1 diamond promises a 4-card major, while a direct bid of the major shows 5, a clever treatment, but one that will not work when partner opens 1 diamond. That is, 1 club, 1 diamond to give a 4-card major versus 1 club, 1 heart or 1 spade to show a 5-card or longer suit. Nice idea, but it doesn't work when I open 1 diamond. There's no intervening bids. So from a much simpler perspective, the good news is that in our case, just starting off, after a 1 club or 1 diamond opening bid, the responder's 1 no trump bid is simply meant to play and is not forcing. So before getting into the details of responders forcing 1 no trump call, let's begin by addressing some possible concerns. So first off, with a minimum hand, the responder can always pass opener's rebid with that bare minimum, maybe 5, 6, or 7 points, or even 8, and at least a modest fit in opener's second suit when responder has a singleton or maybe a void in partner's major suit, or lacking a secondary suit fit and no better bid without a long responder suit of their own, which we'll discuss in a minute, Yet with a 2-card major suit support for the opener, responder can make a preference sign-off bid in opener's major, a bid that is only meant to play and is not encouraging in any way. Now, one peculiar yet very useful aspect of the forcing no trump response is when responder also holds a very good 6-card or at least a nice 5-card suit with, let's say, 3 honors and a minimum of 6 to 9 point hand. Now let's face it, when we were playing Standard American, sometimes we were tempted to make a bid in the lower ranking suit at the 2 level, despite the requirement, the fact that we were supposed to be promising 10 or more distributional points, right? Well, playing the forcing 1 no trump response, now responder's rebid has a way to make a sign-off bid with badly mismatched hand. That is, I, the opener, bid 2 different suits. In fact, on the next 2 auctions, they're fairly common sequences when playing a forcing 1 no trump response. After the opener begins bidding a major, responder starts off with a forcing 1 no trump, opener rebids a lower ranking suit, and now the responder can bid an in-between suit at the 2 level. In these situations, responders' rebids are to play, not forcing, despite opener being miffed without even perhaps a doubleton responder's suit. Yet with a 6-card suit for responder, our very nice 5-card suit with those 3 honors, playing this method, now responder has a convenient method to sign off at the 2 level, naming the trump suit to help the partnership earn extra tricks. Now the next one, while a fairly rare bid and bird, on the 5th example where a responder makes a non-jump rebid in a minor suit at the 3 level, somewhat oddly, the bid is also meant to play. Now wait, you are probably thinking, something's odd here. Since the partnership requires around 23 points to make a 3-level contract, why isn't this bid game invitational? Well, great question. First off, with an invitational hand, responders' rebids are either 2 no trump or a jump in responder's long suit to make an invitational bid after the forcing 1 no trump. Accordingly, with a fairly miserable hand, with a 6 or 7 card suit, after openers forcing 1 no trump, the non-jump rebid at the 3 level is responder's last-ditch effort to find a suitable contract to hopefully make a part score. Many 2/1 players playing forcing 1 no trump initially get a little bit confused on this because it doesn't come up very often. At any rate, of course, with a 2-card support of partner's major suit, or even a singleton honor, perhaps it's wiser for the responder to simply make a preference sign-off bid in partner's major suit and play at a lower level contract, that is at the 2 level. Okay, when responder wants to invite game without supporting opener's first bid suit, responder begins by bidding 1 no trump forcing, then rebids 2 no trump to elegantly invite game to 3 no trump. On our last example, responder invites game by either making a jump rebid in a new suit or in opener's first bid suit. Why not simply have responder immediately jump to 3 of opener's major suit? Well, stay tuned, it's coming up soon. So, what if you can't make an invitational jump bid? Let's say it goes 1 spade, 1 no trump, 2 diamonds, and as responder you have invitational hand with 6 or 7 card club suit, maybe 10, 11 points. Oh well, if you do not have the values to force a 3 no trump game on your own, you can still invite bidding 2 no trump, since bidding 3 clubs, as we mentioned, non-jump in a new suit was a sign-off bid. Okay, after all, it is invitational, so we should ask partner to decide based upon whether they have more than the promised minimum hand. That would be the opener. Do I have more than 12, 13, or 14 points? So let's take a moment to recap what we've learned so far. Now, after opener begins with 1 heart or 1 spade as an unpassed hand, and responder makes a 1 no trump bid announced by opener as forcing, apparently with 5 or 6 points on up to 12 points. And oh, by the way, some of you may have ideas. It could be more points, but that's a discussion we'll save for another day. And opener now typically rebids a suit at the 2 level, probably in a lower ranking suit. The responder's options are: number 1, pass, accepting opener's rebid, major or minor, excepting when it's a game forcing bid by opener. That is a strong jump shift at the 3 level, promising 19 to 21 points, or a reverse bid at a higher ranking level in a higher ranking suit, showing 17 to 21 points. Option number 2, pass, partner's second suit with poor values, shortage in partner's major, yet with a good fit in opener's rebid suit. Number 3, accept partner's major suit preference, signing off at the 2 level with 2 or 3 trump support. Number 4, inviting game in partner's major suit with 9 to 10 points. We would make a 3 heart or 3 spade jump rebid, perhaps holding a flat 4 triple 3 or lacking a 4th trump if required. What's that, a 4th trump? Yes, a lot of these bridge books like to play that a major suit jump raise promises a 4th trump as an unpassed hand when making an invitational bid. So then, how would you invite game with around 10 to 11 points and only 3 trump? Aha! After my opening 1 heart, 1 spade, you would first respond 1 no trump, forcing, and then after partner's 2 level rebid, in a new suit, let's say, you would jump to 3 of my suit to invite game. Well, okay, different strokes for different folks, and we'll cover these finer points in another episode. Number 5, raise partner's second bid suit with good values and a 4-card suit, asking partner to bid game with extras. That would be 3 no trump probably, or if it was hearts, then it would be looking for a heart game. So that leaves one somewhat odd exception, as you'll recall, that we have to remember. When responder has a minimal hand with 5 to 8 points, let's say, and no fit with opener in either suit, either the major or the new minor, and a reasonable 6-card suit and a chunky 5-card suit with 3 honors, I suppose, bid the suit at the 2 level to sign off with misfitting hands. If you must sign off the bidding at that 3 level, though, instead of accepting a preference to either of opener's 2 suits at the 2 level, then you ought to either have a 7-card suit or a pretty good 6-card suit, since you'll probably be on your own scratching for 9 tricks in a 3-level contract with misfitting hands. So as you recall, after starting with a 2-over-1 auction, including 1 spade, 2 hearts, with minimum opener bids, 4 hearts, it's fast denies. With extras, after responder shows a fit at the 3 level with 15 plus points or 4 to 6 losing trick count hand, responder belatedly bids opener's major at the 3 level, and subsequently Q bids are showing controls, aces, kings, or shortness, singleton or voids on side suits. The concept of slow shows, fast denies, is an important concept that integrates throughout the 2-over-1 system. SSFD, slow shows, fast denies, is very helpful aid for partners to share key attributes after responder begins with a 2-level game forcing bid and the partnership belatedly discovers a fit, allowing them to share critical attributes at the low levels when exploring slam, similar to what we spoke about earlier in the precision system, or even going way back to the Italian blue team, their strong club. So auctions such as 1 spade by me, 2 hearts by you. If I go 3 hearts, then I'm showing some extras, whereas if I went to 4 hearts, that would show that minimum 12 to 14 point hand. And if I did go 3 hearts to support your suit, 5 card, remember, then with your 5 and my 3 or more, 4 clubs and then 4 diamonds, those would be showing aces, kings, or shortness. If it went 1 spade by me, 2 clubs by you, maybe 2 diamonds by me, 12 to 18 points, You bid two spades. We've shown a game forcing bid. Now, when you went two spades, you're saying you have interest in slam. So I'm assuming you maybe have 6 losing trick count or something like this. A pretty good hand. Versus if you maybe just had a bare 12 or 13 points, maybe a 7 loser hand, which is a low value for an opener, then you just might sign off in 4 spades. Well, okay, to finish off this session, here's a few more bidding tips that will be useful. When one player unilaterally shows a semi-self-sustaining suit with a suit quality of 9, that could be 5 long and 4 honors, could be 6 long and 3 honors, 6 and 3 is 9, such as when the opener or responder makes a strong jump shift, etc. Some players consider the trump suit as having been set, with subsequent bids showing controls, just as where we saw earlier, where we did show a partnership fit. One person can autonomously set trump with these strong bids. So most will recognize 1 heart 2 spade as a strong jump shift. Ditto with 1 spade 3 hearts, unless we're playing special methods that we'll save for another day. But you recall that Mike Lawrence, the strong jump shift, is recommended by a lot of players. However, partners may not have discussed an auction such as opening 2 clubs artificial, 22 points or more, 2 diamond waiting bid, rather than going 2 heart, a rebid by me at 3 hearts. What is that? Well, it could be shown as being a great suit with a suit quality of 9 or more, semi-self-sustaining, and definitely game forcing. When in doubt, just remember ASBAF, ASBAF. What's that? All strange bids are forcing. And you should revert to your generalized partnership agreements when your partner seems to be throwing you a curveball that you do not recall having been specifically discussed, a la Mike Lawrence's style with higher level system notes over Eddie Cantor's self-proclaimed dreaded manila envelopes with hundreds, I mean hundreds, of bid-by-bid agreements. Now, in the last example, the bidding begins 1 spade, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, 2 spades, 3 diamonds. So while the pair does not show a fit, nor seems to be bidding no trump, apparently they're still on the hunt for either finding a no trump game, or perhaps responder is probing for a slam contract. Since responder's 2 heart bid is 4 suit forcing, which we'll get into later, other than to say, just like standard American, it's forcing and perhaps artificial, the opener is staying away from 2 no trump here. Perhaps responder is considering a diamond slam, yet is still wondering if 3 no trump might be the best auction, getting more information from the opener. But yes, after responder's game forcing 2 club call, this will always be a bona fide game forcing auction despite the creepy nature of follow-up bids. In playing my own preferred treatment, when opener might slip past 3 no trump and instead bid 4 diamonds, which has been bid twice, I would see it as not only game forcing, but also asking responder for aces, i.e. the minor wood convention that was discussed way back in Pulling U49, if you and your partner play that. However, I only bring this up as a sidebar discussion since Q-bidding slams is a topic best saved for another day. Well, okay, you want to begin bidding hands? To be sure, I am eager to begin bidding hands right along with you. So in part 2, we will jump right in and compare and contrast a few hands where the 2/1 system shines over the standard American system. In summary, for aspiring bridge players who are on the quest to improve their bidding skills, learning the 2/1 system is a significant step forward on some challenging auctions. Now, of course, like any bright and shiny new toy, there's always a downside, which we will discuss more in a later lesson. But, as you might surmise, many advancing bridge players find it irresistible not to tweak systems and methods. Even the leading bridge authors have some subtle but noteworthy variances associated with certain bidding treatments. Common popular 2/1 bridge authors that players reference. Initially it was Max Hardy, the late great Max Hardy, Mike Lawrence, the Bridge World Magazine Standard, OK Bridge and Bridge-based online internet sites, Marty Bergen, including his Forcing One No Trump. I don't think we mentioned that before, which even talks about a semi-Forcing One No Trump. Aha, how about that? And he gets into Bergen raises and other gadgets. Paul Thurston and his 25 steps to learning 2 over 1. Dee Barry, 2 over 1 in a nutshell, along with Eric Rodwell teaming up with Audrey Grant, and their latest book. Okay, but don't worry, despite all my caveats, for the most part, these are minor tweaks that don't affect the fundamentals of the 2 over 1 system, and I will try to cover the subtle differences as we progress through our lesson. Well, okay, Bridge Thrill Seekers, let's scoot on over to part 2, where we will begin bidding lots of bridge hands here at Bridge Hands. So as always, thank you for dropping by. We appreciate your support, and I look forward to seeing you on the flip side. Bye for now.